What's happening, my friends? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, Al Booger, Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. What's up, RP? Boxing matchups with D Free. Hashtag TWTDC from the winning team. Mike Magic. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. What's up, T Hill? Salute to everyone and welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, The Box Historian. Today, Marvin Hagler versus the Legends. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Historian, bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. And that's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. How is everyone today? Tuesday afternoon edition of Cat Sports, the Box Historian. Still early in the week. And you know what today is? Jarrell Hattie. Salute, Jarrell Hattie. How are you today? But today is the matchup with the Legend Series continues. It's Tuesday. This week we got Marvelous Marvin Hagler versus the Legends. How will he do against those great middleweights of the decade of 1950? I call that the greatest. The golden era of the middleweights. Like the 70s was the golden era of the heavyweights. Well, the 40s was the golden era of the middleweights, okay? That's when Sugar Ray Robinson came to middleweight. Jake LaMotta, who had those 6 matchups with Sugar Ray. His Hall of Fame career. The best part of it played out in the 50s. Gene Fullmer, Carmen Basilio, Dick Tiger, okay? Randy Turpin, the best French boxer ever, Marcel Cerdan. Those guys competed in the 50s. Now, we're not going to get all of them against Marvin. We could do a whole show against Marvin in the 50s middleweight, but we're going to get 4 or 5 of them. So the Marvelous one might take some L's in them 50s. We're going to see. I'm excited. Got a good one for you today. This is what I think about these matchups, but I can't wait to see what y'all think. And we got some big, knowledgeable boxing people already in here, man. Look at the lineup. Al Booger is in here. Ray Patterson, D Free, Mike Magic, Thomas Hill, Jarrell Hattie. Yeah, we're going to have a good time today. Yeah, because I'm dying to see what y'all think about these matchups. And at the end, I got 5 active fighters going up against the Marvelous one. You know, they're going to be number 15. 15 today. The active ones, I got 5 active fighters. I'm going to briefly go over the Marvelous against them, but I'm not going to tell you who the 5 active ones are until we get to the end. That's a surprise. Okay? But man, as boxing fans, we're going to have a good weekend. We got not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 cards this weekend. 3 Friday and 2 Saturday. Wow. Like I said yesterday, we're going to be like the kid in the candy store this weekend, man. Woo. I didn't know until yesterday. 5 cards this weekend. Let's look at them right quick. Anybody, Lonnie Lee? I haven't seen Lonnie Lee in over a week now. Jay said it was okay. He was taking a break. He must be taking a big break. Wow. You know, I used to see him every day about 2:30. He was one of the main reasons why I wait until 2:30 to get started, because, you know, he was here every day, and, you know, wouldn't be fair to start at 2.5 and miss so much of the show. So yeah, I'll still wait till 2:30 because he's gonna pop back up at any time. You know, Lonnie can't stay away from boxing that long. He's a degenerate just like the rest of us. Taking a break, but it ain't gonna be a long break. But yeah, we got 5 cards this weekend. Let's look at them right quick. You know, Mike Rim in the building. What's up, Mike? The big one today, Mike. The marvelous one against the legends. Marvin Hagler. One of the top, definitely top 5 middleweight. Maybe top 2 or 3. Maybe the best. You can make an argument for that, yeah. You know, you can make an argument. We got one of the murderous road fighters too, Charles Burley. And you know what? Now, if Marvin Hagler fought in that era, you can bet the farm he wouldn't have been one of those guys dodging those murderous road fighters. As a matter of fact, Marvin Hagler had fought in the 40s. He probably would be one of the murderous road fighters that was being ducked. Instead of 8, it would be 9 murderous road fighters. Marvin would definitely been ducked, you know. So yeah, he would have been one of the murderous road fighters, but definitely wouldn't have ducked anybody. So we got Marvin and Charles Burley today. Okay, that's gonna be a good one. Ant McQueen in the building. What's up, Ant? How are you today? It's Marvin Hagler versus the legend. I was trying to take a quick look at these 5 cards this weekend. The big one is Anthony Joshua and Daniel Du Bois from London. I didn't even know that was here. These fights are sneaking up on us, man, fast. So we got 2 big ones back to back. We had Canelo last week, and now we got Joshua and Du Bois this weekend from London. Yeah, Friday we got from Glendale, Arizona. We got Jaime Munguia is back in there since taking his first loss to Canelo a few months back. Eric Bazinian, Richard Torres Jr. Yeah, that good young heavyweight. I like Richard Torres. Yeah, that's an 8-rounder. Richard is back in there. He's the co-main. Emiliano Vargas. That is not a bad card at all. That's Friday night from Glendale, Arizona. Emiliano Vargas, one of Fernandez's sons, is in there. Good card, man. And then Friday night, we also have coming from Dublin, Ireland, Callum Walsh is fighting. And then also on Friday, from Ontario, Canada, have another card. I got to put this one in there. I bet you nobody in the chat can pronounce this, man. I know I can't. This is the headliner. It's from Ontario, Canada. Check this name out. Yeah, I got to ask Bruce Gasser. I haven't seen Joe in about 2 weeks. Joe used to be here every week, too. Big time. This name is so bad. When I tried to put it in, the phone changed it. It's such a crazy day. Bear with me for a minute. I'll put this in it. He won't even let me put it in. It's so bad. I don't even know where to start at. Okay. TT. All right. No, his last name is Batty. But that first name, he won't even let me put it in. It's so bad. But I got it. Here it comes. Bear with me for a few more seconds. Oh my goodness. I didn't wipe the whole display out. But I got it back. There it is. D-E-E-P. There it is. There it is. He's headlining that guy right there. What is it? Suck Deep, Sting Batty? Is that it? Suck Deep? Pause. Pause. But yeah, he's headlining the card out of Dublin, Ireland. Suck Deep. I mean, Ontario, Canada. Is that it? That's what it looks like. But a good card. That's the third card Friday. Then Saturday we got 2. The big one from London, Anthony Joshua, Daniel Du Bois. That's 12 rounds. That's for the vacant IBF heavyweight title, the one they stripped from Usyk. Yep. Melanin Queen 27 in the building. Always good to see Melanin Queen 27. come in advertising, letting us know what's going on in this great JBT. You know, we got that raffle coming up within a month now. And that is on the same day of Bivol and Better Be Ab, the big light heavyweight showdown. Yeah. I got Bivol, but that's the day of our raffle. Salute Medal and Queen 27. BN Boxing News in the building. What's up, BN Boxing News? We got Marvin Hagler versus the Legends today. 15 of them. Really 20. 19 because I got 20. 19. Because I got 14 from different eras, and then I got 5 from the current era. So 19 matchups today. One of it against Marvin Hagler. And he's gonna take some L's, man. Definitely in that 50s. Because there was some killers fought in the 1950s, yeah. Sugar Ray took some L's in them 50s against him. Carmen Basilio, Gene Former, Jake, all of them beat Sugar Ray. All of them. So yeah, we're going to see. And then the other card, Liam Smith is also on the Joshua card versus Josh Kelly. That's not a bad card. Hamza Shiraz, Joshua Buatsi, Mark Chamberlain. That's not a bad card at all. And also Saturday from Canada, we got John Pascal back in the ring. I thought he had retired about 5 years ago. He got to be 50. He's back in there though. Jury Osias going up against John Pascal. Is that his son? They don't have Junior, but damn, John Pascal. I could have sworn he was fighting when I was in my 20s. But yeah, John is in there Saturday. And we're in fight week for all these fights. So yeah, we're going to be busy this weekend. 3 Friday, 2 Saturday. Yes. But today we got 19. Marvin Hagler versus the Legends. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. Good to see everybody today. Yeah, BN Boxing News. I thought they retired like 2019 or something. Damn. D1 from the Angry White Men in the building. Another Fire JBT podcast Friday. They shut down that big day of Friday we had. D1, hashtag JBT. Yeah, Friday is huge. All day long. JBT running these YouTube streets. And the Angry White Men shuts it down. Installed every Friday. Okay? D1, and we're in old school orange. Yep. The be here Friday will be here in a couple of hours. You know how this time goes by. Salute to everybody pouring in the building. Smash on the like button for me. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It is appreciated. Just Do Boxing in the building. Just Do coming up at 4 p.m. with that fire, unbiased, balanced boxing talk. You get both sides of the equation and you get it right. That's coming up at 4 p.m. Salute, Just Do Boxing. Yeah, I can't wait to get in here, man. I can't wait to see what y'all think about these matchups. This is just what I think. This don't make it right, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I admit the Marvelous One took a few L's in here too. Now this is the 4th week. We had Floyd, we had Oscar, we had Iron Mike last week, and Hagler this week. And after 4 weeks and like 50 matchups, we will get our first draw today too. Yep. We'll get our first draw in the series today with Marvin. That's coming up. And the rest of the week, tomorrow is show coming out of the chat is Wednesday. It's brought to you by Mike Mazik. It's the life and career of Mark Badal. Another one of those fire profiles for Mike Mazik. Thursday, the Boxing in the State series continues with Kansas. We're going to look at a history of boxing in Kansas, some other significant events that occurred concerning boxing, and then we're going to look at some boxers from Kansas. I think Jeff Willard, the giant from back in the 20s, 1900 to 1920, he fought Jack Johnson, remember? Jack Johnson was the first black heavyweight champion, and they didn't want him to have it, so they sent I think it was Jeff Willard after him, but Jack beat him. And yeah, I think he's from Kansas. I'm not sure. We'll find out Thursday. Okay. We're gonna get started in a few minutes. But first, let's talk about our raffle. Let the JBT spokesperson tell you all about this fire raffle we got coming up. It's 3 prizes, but it's not first, second, and third. It's 3 first place prizes. Okay, 3 first place. If I was in it, I would rather have the second one. Those fire headphones. Here you go. Big Dre gonna tell you all about it. Okay.
It's time for another raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise-canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle. Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
Unbelievable, man. Yeah, I would get the 3 for $25. And now I was wondering, if you come out first, do you have the option of picking any one of the prizes, Bill the Queen 27? Because if I was in it and came out first, I would pass. Well, now Apple 10th generation iPad is fire, but I would pass and say, can I get them headphones? I know they's like second place, but I would rather have them. And the last 2 people can go after the iPad and the Ninja air fryer. That's how I would do it. I would want the headphones because, but either one of them, you can't lose. $10, you can't lose. And you still got till October the 12th. We're inside of a month now, but yeah, you still got almost a month. The drawing will be done. All the JBT channels are going to give a joint show on the day of the Richard Bivol Arthur Better Be Ab showdown, and the drawing will be done during that show. Okay, so still got time to get your tickets. So far, we got at last count it was 49, but I'm sure it's over 50 now because I got a few more this week. I haven't tallied it up yet, but I know it's over 50 now. So we're gonna blow right past that last one. We had 63 for the TV. We're gonna blow right past that. We're already over 50. Still got about a month to go. Yeah, we're gonna get up into like 80s. But we're gonna be 3 winners. Now the same person can win all 3 of them. The same person can win all 3 of them. Wouldn't it be something if it was Cash Sports? Win all 3 of them. It could happen, but I'm not in it. That won't happen, but it could be you if you get that block of 25. Could be anybody that's out there. But you gotta play to win, right? You don't get no ticket, you won't win none of them. You can bet the farm on that. If you don't buy no ticket, you ain't getting none of them. Okay, get the block of 25 and go for the head. Like Michael Garner and Melon the Queen 27 is. They going for it, man. Steadily getting blocks of 25, okay? They don't have block of 25. They got blocks, plural, of 25. Melanie Queen 27 and Michael Gardner ain't playing at all. Okay? But how is everybody doing this Tuesday afternoon? It's still early in the week. I appreciate you rocking with Cat Sports today. Got a good one for you. I can't wait to see what y'all think about these matchups. Come here, Glasses. What y'all think about these matchups we got? The marvelous one. Going up against the legends today. And I can tell y'all next week already. Next week is going to be the greatest. We're going to do Muhammad Ali next week. With some of the legendary heavyweights of different areas. How about Muhammad Ali and Jack Johnson look? Al Booker could give you a good take on that. Al Booker is a historian and a Jack Johnson expert. Mm-hmm. You're going to see it next week, Al Booker. Muhammad Ali and Jack Johnson. Yeah. Many of the same ones that On Mike went up against last week. On Mike did all right, but took a few L's. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's get ready to get started on this. Yeah. So here you got Al Booker. Muhammad Ali or Jack Johnson. Early pick on next week's matchup. Muhammad Ali and Jack Johnson. I would have to go with Muhammad. Yeah, I can't find too many. Muhammad might not be a good one because he can't think of too many. But when I really look at it, something might come up where, take a few L's. Gotta go with Ali, Al Booker. He's the greatest. Okay, yeah, I would too. But I don't know. When we look at it next week, we might see something in there that Ali might take some L. Okay? So let's get ready to go with today. See what the marvelous one does. These legends. I got these glasses. These are ones I'm supposed to wear up close. But the optometrist told me, if it's better up close, I just don't need them at all. But I got them anyway because it was a special. I got this pair for free, so why not get them, right? Paid for one and got the other one free, so it would have been crazy to just leave them there. So yeah, I got them. But it's better without them up close. But I definitely need them from a distance. The other one. So I'm gonna go without them. But they sitting right there just in case, Marvin Hagler versus the legend. I wonder if Lonnie Lee gonna show up today. But again, Jay said he was okay. But it was just strange because, I started doing live like October last year. And Lonnie Lee had been in every one of them up to like last Thursday. So I was getting worried. But then Jay Hardcore said that he contacted him and Lonnie said he was doing a few other things right there. Like I said the other day, we get so wrapped up in this boxing, we forget sometimes that people got other lives too, Yeah, we are degenerates. Love this sport of boxing. We love it and can't get enough of it because it is the greatest sport of them all. It's one-on-one. You don't get to signal the coach to send somebody in there to take the place. No, it's just you and the other man. You got your team over there can give you instructions and stuff. When that bell rings, your team gets out. And if you get that minute in between rounds, and when that bell rings, if you can't come back out there, then that's it, you lose. So hey. That's what makes it the greatest sport of them all. Is man against man or woman against woman. Boxing. Okay. But right now, Marvin Hagler versus the legends. Beautiful weather up here in Baltimore, Maryland. No humidity. Outside. I just came in. Well, let's go with today's show. Marvin Hagler versus the legend. I'm superstitious. That clock gotta say 2:30. If it don't. My phone say 2:30, but the laptop say 2:39. What's 2:29? Oh, here we go. Now, all of today's fantasy matchups will be in the middleweight division because Marvin Hagler never fought anywhere else. So if anybody had a question, like some weeks we had the question, where's this certain matchup at? Because the the guy we going like Oscar fought in different divisions. So when he fought the other guys, a couple people kept asking me, was a good question. What weight division would it be? But with Hagler, they all 160. And all these legends, some of them fought in other divisions, but they all fought at middleweight at some point in their career. So all at 160 today. Now, Spence, where are we? Middleweight. Now, before we start discussing these matchups, let's take a brief look at the history of the middleweight division. Since we're in the middleweight division today. Now, in professional boxing, the middleweight division is contested above 154 pounds and up to 160 pounds. The early boxing history is less than exact, but the middleweight designation seems to have begun in the 1840s. Okay. Now, in the bare knuckles era, the first middleweight championship fight was between Tom Chandler and Dooney Harris in 1867. Chandler won, becoming known as the American middleweight champion. Now, the first middleweight fight with gloves may have been between George Full James and Jack Dempsey. No relation to the more famous heavyweight Jack Dempsey. This was another Jack Dempsey. Okay, so now let's take a quick look at Marvelous Marvin Hagler's career. The one that's going to be going up against all these people today. Okay, brief look at Marvin's career. Then we're going to get started. Now, Marvin Hagler competed from 1973 to 1987. He reigned as the undisputed champion at middleweight from 1980 to 1987, 7-year reign, making 12 successful title defenses. All but one of them was by knockout. Hagler also holds the highest knockout percentage of all undisputed middleweight champions at 78%, right? His undisputed middleweight championship reign of 6 years and 7 months is the second longest active reign of the 20th century. He holds the record for the 6th longest reign as champion in middleweight history. He was nicknamed Marvelous, right? Now, Marvin Hagler got annoyed during his career when network announcers often did not refer to him as Marvelous. So what he did in 1982, he legally changed his name to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Okay, so now you gotta call me that because that's my name, all right? And Hagler is a member of the International Boxing Hall of Fame and the World Boxing Hall of Fame. He was twice named Fighter of the Year by the Ring Magazine and the Boxing Writers Association of America, as well as Fighter of the Decade 1980s by Boxing Illustrated magazine. In 2001 and 2004, the Ring Magazine named Hagler the 4th greatest middleweight of all time. And in 2002, they named him the 17th greatest fighter overall of the past 69 years. The International Boxing Research Organization rates Hagler as the 6th greatest middleweight of all time, while BoxRec rates him the 29th greatest boxer of all time, pound for pound. Fast Sports, the box historian, ranked Hagler number 7 all-time pound for pound. Okay. Now, many analysts and boxing writers consider Hagler to have one of the most durable chins in boxing history, having been knocked down only once during his entire career. And that lone knockdown scored by Juan Rodin of Argentina is still being disputed to this day. So the one time he went down was a controversial knockdown. Might not have really been a knockdown. And Hagler had 66 professional fights during his career. He won 62, lost 3, had 2 draws, 52 by knockout. And let's see. He had his knockout rate. I might have had that wrong. I think I said 70 something, but his knockout rate is 83%. 52 knockouts and 62 wins. See, they did it by the total number of fights, but I do it by the wins to knockout, win to knockout ratio. That's what it is. It's not according to the total amount of fights. It's supposed to be by wins. They came up with that 78 because they did it by the total amount of fights. But no, that's wrong. Okay. It's by the wins. Yeah, that is 78 if you go by 67 fights. But it's really 62 because that's the amount of wins. So it's 83%. Okay. So let's get started with these matchups. Okay, y'all ready? Okay, got your seatbelts buckled, all settled in. Let's do it. Marvin Hagler versus the Legends. And the first legend is Roy Jones Jr. Marvin Hagler versus Roy Jones Jr. Okay, there's Roy. Now, both of these men were tremendous fighters. So this one is difficult, picking a winner, right? The Hagler was a superbly conditioned and extremely durable machine who refused to be denied during a dominant 7-year reign as middleweight champion. Roy Jones, on the other hand, had the best reflexes I've seen since I started following boxing in the 70s. I don't think Jones would stop Hagler because of Marvin's incredible durability, incredible ability to take a punch. And Roy wasn't a one-punch knockout artist, okay? And Hagler showcased how well he could take a punch against big punchers like the Hitman Thomas Hearns and John the Beast Mugabe, right? Roy ain't punching nowhere near hard as neither one of them, okay? Let's talk fashion in the building. What's up, Remo? I almost knocked my lamp in the floor. We got a Let's Talk Fashion coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m. So hopefully we can get a preview of it at 3:45 today. You know, I don't know why we didn't get one last week. I dropped the link. Wasn't my fault this time. Sometimes I forget to drop the link, but I got ducked last week. Let's salute Let's Talk Fashion. How you doing today? Okay, Roy Jones and Marvin Hagler. Now I got to find out where I was at. Let's Talk Fashion caused me to lose my place. Gotta blame somebody. Yeah, you know, Roy wasn't the one-punch knockout artist. He ain't knocking Hagler out. He stood in there against the Hitman and the Beast. Now, but I do think that Marvin could possibly stop Roy, Roy's chin was probably his only weakness, okay? But Roy's chin really wasn't tested until his reflexes started to dull, while also fighting bigger guys at light heavyweight. You know, like Antonio Tarver, Glenn Johnson. So your Roy's chin wasn't really tested until he moved up. Now, actually, there's not many fighters I can think of that could beat either one of these guys in their primes. So if this fight was a 12-rounder, and if Jones could keep the fight on the outside throughout by using his incredible speed and reflexes, I would give him an excellent chance to win by decision in a very competitive fight. But in a 15-rounder, I lean toward Hagler by decision, or even a late stoppage. Really, this one is tough to call. It definitely would have been an outstanding matchup. So 12 rounds, I would give Roy a very good chance to pull out a decision. But 15, I gotta go with Hagler. Okay? Gotta go with Hagler. Al says, Roy versus Marvin is impossible for me. I'll just close my eyes and pick Roy. Yeah, Alberger, that's a tough one. I would just say 12 rounds, Roy would have an excellent chance. If he could keep the fight on the outside, he would have to use his reflex, you know, and be real athleticism. But 15, definitely Hagler, you know. And Hagler didn't want to fight nothing but 15 rounds. Okay. But the next one is B-Hop, Bernard Hop. Marvin Hagler versus Bernard Hop. Okay. Now, Bernard Hopkins and Marvin Hagler are two of the greatest middleweights to ever put on gloves. Hopkins is a 22-year veteran who holds the middleweight record with 20 straight title defenses, okay? Now, Hopkins briefly moved up to light heavyweight and won a title, but he's fought nearly all his fights at 160 pounds. Marvin Hagler, of course, was the undisputed middleweight champion from 1980 to 1987. And of course, Hagler was involved in the greatest 3-round fight ever, in which he knocked out Thomas Hearns. Now, of Hagler's 62 career wins, 52 did come by knockout. Hopkins is the taller fighter of the two by about 4 inches, and would use his reach to keep Hagler from getting close and hurting him. Now, the fight would be an ugly affair, with Hopkins dodging and ducking and throwing the occasional low blow. You know how B-Hop did, right? Would be some occasional low blows in there, for sure. Now, Hagler would eventually be able to overpower B-Hop and land enough shots to win a close decision. 12 or 15 rounds really wouldn't make much of a difference in how this matchup unfolds, because both of these fighters were always in superb condition. Close decision for Hagler, okay, in that one. Booker says another tough one. He's taking Marvin over B-Hop. Me too. I got a close decision. 12 or 15 wouldn't make a difference though, because B-Hop could go 15 easy. You know, B-Hop is one fighter that fought in the 12-round era that 15 rounds wouldn't be a problem for him at all. Okay, at all. Nope. Next one is a big one. Marvin Hagler versus Sugar Ray Robinson. Feel or L coming up? I don't know though. Marvin was a great middleweight, man. Like I was saying earlier, you know, Marvin wouldn't have ducked any of those murderous road guys like a lot of guys did back in the 40s. And as a matter of fact, if Marvin Hagler fought in that era, he probably would have been a member of the ducked murderous road fighters. Instead of 8 murderous road fighters, it would have been 9 of them. Marvin would have definitely been in that group that was being ducked by everybody, okay? Now, Marvin Hagler is probably the greatest middleweight in the last 25 years, right? He was the most avoided fighter in his era. And we got a show on the most avoided fighters in boxing history coming up next Wednesday, brought to you by D. Free. So don't miss that one. Hagler will like to be on that list. That's coming up next Wednesday, okay? Now, Sugar Ray Robinson is regarded by many as the greatest fighter of all time, right? He was a slick boxer with devastating knockout power. Robinson could deliver a knockout blow going backwards, said boxing historian Bert Sugar, okay? Sugar Ray was a champion at welterweight, middleweight, and he was on his way to winning a fight for the light heavyweight championship against Joey Maxim in 1952 when he succumbed to heat exhaustion. Yeah. And before Sugar Ray went down in the fight, they had to change referees. The referee went down to heat exhaustion first. That's how bad it was that day. So that was the only time Sugar Ray was ever stopped. He was stopped by heat exhaustion. But he was winning on all 3 cards at the time it was stopped. And 83 KO ratio. Yeah. And so it's hard to pick against Marvin because he had the full package, skills and durability. He's only been dropped once in 67, and even that was questionable. 100%, and even that one time he went down, it's still debated to this day in 2024, 100%, and Now, Sugar Ray finished his career with 173 wins and 108 knockouts, right? Hagler versus Robinson would answer the question of who is the greatest middleweight of all time? Arguably answer that question, right? And if Hagler could beat Sugar Ray, it would answer the question because Sugar Ray is considered that. So it would be a toe-to-toe war with neither man refusing to take a step back. Robertson's speed would be the difference, and he would earn a decision over Hagler. Yeah, I got Sugar Ray in now. Al Booker says that should not have been a knockdown, in his opinion. Yeah, I don't think so either, Al Booker. James Brody says, oh, what's up, James? James just coming into the building. The Hagler versus Victor Inferno wasn't that close. Salute, James Brody. Good to see you today, James. Appreciate everybody rocking with me. We just 3 in. I'm gonna keep track. What is Marvin? 2-1, right? 2-1 so far. I'm gonna keep track today. Marvin says 2-1. Okay, 1 loss. 2-1 so far. Okay, so the next Sugar Ray takes the decision, but it's a very good fight. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more in the building. Salute Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. What's the date of today? It's the 17th, right? Why do I have 9/18 on here, man? Yes, today is the 17th. I'm on the back of the page already. You know how I always name everybody at the end before I go out. I'm gonna have to stop doing that because it's starting to be too many people. But salute Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Marvin Hagler versus the legend. Appreciate the engagement in the chat, because this is just what I think. This is not for sure what would happen. And I appreciate everybody. Let me know what they think about these matchups. But let's move on to the next one. And I'm keeping track of what's happening today. Okay, who was last? Sugar Ray Robinson, wasn't it? Oh yeah. Okay, here's a good one here. Here's a good one. Here's a very good one. Marvin Hagler versus Carlos Monzon. Marvin Hagler versus Carlos Monzon. That's worth saying twice. Now, anyone who says either one of these men would knock the other out has been drinking too much of that Kool-Aid, okay? Hagler or Monzon were never stopped in their long historical careers. Talk about granite chins. Neither of these men was hardly ever knocked down either. You hear what Ant just said about Hagler? He went down once in 67 fights, and that was a controversy. That was questionable, okay? Now, the hypothetical matchup between Marvin Hagler and Carlos Monzon is a fascinating topic, as both fighters are considered legends in the middleweight division. Carlos Monzon was known for his powerful punching, exceptional reach, and ability to absorb punishment. He held the undisputed middleweight championship from 1970 to 1977, and was known for his strategic fighting style and ability to wear down opponents over the course of a fight. Now, Marvin Hagler, on the other hand, was known for his relentless pressure, that incredible stamina, and aggressive fighting style. Hagler had a reputation for being one of the toughest fighters in boxing history. Now, here are some factors to consider in this matchup, okay? Styles. Monzon's reach and ability to control distance might give him an edge against Hagler's aggressive style, but Hagler's relentless pressure could disrupt Monzon's rhythm, okay? Era and training. Now, both fighters trained in different eras with varying techniques and training regimens, which could influence their performance in a head-to-head matchup. Okay, another one to consider. Tactical approach. Monzon's ability to adapt during a fight and Hagler's tenacity and ability to fight through adversity would make for a highly tactical battle. Conclusion. The outcome of a fight between Hagler and Monzon would depend heavily on the circumstances, including the rules, the fighter's condition on fight day, and their strategies. Many people might lean Hagler, for his adaptability and pressure of fighting, while others might favor Monzon for his technical prowess and power. Ultimately, it would be a closely contested match, likely going the distance. So after 4 episodes, we had Floyd, Oscar on Mike this week, Hagler, and almost 50 matchups. We have our first draw. Okay, I got Marvin Hagler, Carlos Monzon, a draw. Okay, now check this out. These two men ruled the middleweight division for 17 years. Okay, because Monzon was at the end of his career when Hagler was at the beginning of his. Okay, from 1970 to 1987. That 17-year stretch, either Carlos Monzon or Marvin Hagler was the undisputed middleweight champion for 14 of those 17 years. One of those two men. Carlos Monzon was the undisputed middleweight champion from 1970 to 1977. Marvin Hagler was the undisputed middleweight champion from 1980 to 1987. 14 out of 17 years, one of those two men ruled the middleweight division. Okay? Marvin Hagler and Carlos Monzon, I have it a draw. Okay? Gotta pick one. Oh, man. Woo. A draw. It's draws. Oh, man. Hagler, he fought close to this. I've seen more Hagler. Okay? I only seen Monzon on film. If I had to pick, I would lean Hagler. But officially, I have it a draw. How's that out, brother? Okay. Ant says, Marvin over Monzon, but had to admit, I never scared. And that's exactly what I say. Told you, great minds think alike. I never saw Carlos fight easy. I seen him on film. So yeah, Bruce Gass says it wasn't questionable. It was a slip. Right, okay. Bruce is talking about the one knockdown that they had Marvin officially having. Okay, yeah. Bruce Gass said it wasn't questionable. It was a slip. Okay. Yeah, that would be good, Ant. Monzon in the corner. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, officially I have it a draw between Marvin Hagler and Carlos Monzon. So now, what is it? 2-1-1. I done lost the page. I was keeping track. Oh, there it is. 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw so far. Okay, next matchup. Marvin Hagler versus the Legends. Marvin Hagler versus Gennady Golovkin, more commonly known as Triple G. That's okay, Alberta? I seen Hagler, didn't see Monzon, so if I had to pick, I would lean Hagler, but officially I would say a draw. Marvin Hagler versus Gennady Golovkin, more commonly known as Triple G. Oh, I said that, sorry. Triple G was one of the top fighters of his era, in his prime, and no doubt would have been a good matchup against Marvin Hagler. But I really can't think of anything Triple G did which Hagler didn't do better, okay? Marvin hit harder, was more brutal, had a tougher chin, and fought better competition. Now, both were aggressive, excellent counterpunchers, but I just think Hagler had the physical advantage. Although Triple G was the bigger guy, but Hagler did have the longer reach and the edge in hand speed and power, which could be huge keys to winning this matchup. Now, I did say Hagler had the better chin, but both of these fighters were on-chin warriors, okay? So I don't think anyone would be getting stopped or even hitting the canvas during the course of this matchup. This fight would have been huge in any era, from the 80s to present day, okay? It would take place in the middle of the ring, Two powerful fighters with A+ level chins who give everything they have and no backup in either one of them. But Hagler was the more skilled fighter, and from that southpaw stance, with that 5-inch reach advantage, Triple G wouldn't be able to boss him like he likes to do against opponents. In a competitive fight, Hagler outworks Triple G down the stretch, and whether 12 or 15 rounds, Marvelous Marvin Hagler wins by very competitive unanimous decision. Got Hagler. 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. I got Hagler against Triple G. Any disagreements? Ooh, Al Booger says this is crazy, but I'm leaning Triple G. I concur, Al Booger. That is crazy. Yeah, middleweight is tough, especially in them 50. We haven't got there any. Oh, yeah, Carlos. No, we haven't got there any of those 50 middleweights yet. Real Hattie says Hagler bodies Triple G. Great fight. So make it 15 rounds too. So what you going? Oh, you going with the stoppage in the 10th round, Jarrell? Okay. Real got Hagler stopping Triple G in the 10th round. Okay, here's the first one of those great 50s middleweights, because I picked 50s as the greatest era of all for middleweights. Here's the first one. Marvin Hagler versus the Legends. Here's the first one for the great 50 group of middleweights. It's Dick Tiger. That's Dick Tiger on the left. Oh, man. I think that Nino Benvenuti, that he was getting ready to fight there. That's Dick Tiger on the left. First of the great 1950s middleweights that Hagler is facing today. Dick Tiger, the great Dick Tiger. But first, let me tell you a little bit about Dick Tiger, briefly, okay? Now, Tiger was a Nigerian professional boxer who held the undisputed middleweight and light heavyweight world championship during his career. He was widely thought of as one of the best boxers of the 1960s. He began in 52, but he fought on up into the 60s, right? He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1991. Now, Tiger had an aggressive counter-punching style. He was a hard puncher, especially with his left hook. His punches moved in short arcs and straight lines. He boxed classically with his arms tight against his sides. Now, how would a fight between Hagler and Tiger have gone? Okay? Now, Tiger would definitely pressure Hagler and make him very uncomfortable. Tiger was a big 160-pounder and fought better middleweight opponents than Hagler did, no doubt. Fought in the 50s, remember? And Tiger began his career at middleweight in the early 1950s. Get the hit of himself, yeah. He fought better opponents, you know. He began his career in 1952, in 1952 at middleweight. Now, that's the decade I call the best in middleweight history. Now, if Hagler wants to win this fight, he's going to have to get on his bike and box for 15 rounds. And that's not something that Hagler did often, although he was tough. And he was a good boxer, right? Although Hagler was tough, I don't see him being able to out-tough Dick Tiger. I lean towards Tiger in a split decision win, okay? Told you, he's going to take some L's in them 50s. I got Dick Tiger in this, okay? Yeah, that is one of the great boxing names, Al Booger. Hagler, 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, okay? Here comes another one of those 1950s middleweights. I think I got like 4 of them. I think they're all right here together. This is another one from the 50s. Gene Foreman. There's Gene Foreman. Okay? Now, this is another one of those great middleweights from the 1950s, not named Sugar Ray Robinson. So let me tell you a little about him. Okay? Now, Foreman is a former world middleweight champion who competed from 1951 to 1963. Foreman had a total of 64 fights in his career, winning 55, losing 6, with 3 draws and 24 knockouts. Now, Foreman had a brawler's style. He won the world middleweight title in 1957 from Sugar Ray Robinson. He defended it successfully 13 times over 4 years. He had a Hall of Fame career, getting inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1991. Now, how would a Hagler-Foreman matchup play out? Okay? Now, the Foreman that took the middleweight championship from Sugar Ray Robinson and beat the great Carmen Basilio would have an excellent chance of out-hustling Hagler and taking him into the trenches. At the same time now, Hagler has all the assets to beat Foreman. It would be an excellent matchup between two tough guys. Foreman, no doubt, would attempt to pressure Hagler and make this a tough, ugly fight. But Hagler was a talented enough boxer and had enough power to keep Foreman somewhat at bay. Foreman had a brawling pressure style, but he could be versatile and make an adjustment and box, which could be his best strategy against Hagler. Another pressure fighter that could box, Roberto Duran, had a lot of success boxing Hagler in their fight. But it's hard to pick anybody over prime Marvin Hagler at 160 pounds. He was incredibly versatile himself and a much better boxer than Foreman. And he had that on chin. Hagler by unanimous decision in this one. Got Marvin Hagler. Very good competitive unanimous decision over Gene Foreman. Okay, Marvin Hagler. 4 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. Okay, let's take a break real quick. I'm gonna tell y'all how to win some great prizes, man.
It's time for another raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle. Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
Okay, thank you, Big Trey. That's the spokesperson of the JBT. Let's continue. Okay. Next, Marvin Hagler versus the legend. Marvin Hagler versus Julian Jackson. There's Julian. Marvin Hagler versus Julian Jackson. Okay. Now, all the 4 kings would beat Julian Jackson without going all the way into their toolbox. Of the 4, Hagler would be Jackson's worst opponent if he had such a strong chin. Hagler would be too physically strong for Jackson, and Hagler's strength increases the longer the fight wears on. Now, of course, when facing a massive puncher like Jackson, they always have a puncher's chance. Hagler would outbox Jackson at range and would be too much of a beast on the inside, pounding Jackson's body with his trademark body attacks. Breaking the fight down, the only advantage Jackson has is in terms of single shot power. All other factors favor Hagler. And if Hagler starts switch hitting, he will confuse the hell out of Jackson. Hagler was never seriously hurt or knocked out in a fight. Jackson is one of the all-time knockout kings, but his bombs would just bounce off the shaved head of Hagler. All 6 of Jackson's losses were by knockout. So this fight is not going to end well for him. Hagler by late stoppage, like 9-12. Okay? Hagler by late stoppage over Jordan Jackson. All right. Number 9, that should be 8. Yeah, 5 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. Now we're going to go way back to like the 20s, back around that time, to the great Harry Grieve. Harry Grieve went all the way up to, I think he started at welterweight, went all the way up to heavyweight. Okay? Harry Grieve. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about Grieve. Now, he competed from 1913 to 1926. Grieve is widely regarded by boxing historians as one of the best pound-for-pound boxers of all time. Grieve had 299 fights during his professional boxing career, one short of 300. I wonder why he didn't go ahead and have one more. Winning 261, only losing 16. 299 fights, he only lost 16, right? With 19 draws, 1 no contest, and 49 wins by way of knockout. Grieve was a world champion at middleweight and light heavyweight in his International Boxing Hall of Fame career. He had a highly aggressive, fast, and swarming style of fighting, and buried his opponents under a blizzard of punches, right? He was elusive and had good footwork to jump in and out on opponents. How would a Hagler versus Grieve fight play out? Now, Hagler fought well inside, but also liked to have room to work. But Grieve is going to stay glued to Hagler, firing with both hands. In a highly competitive 15-round fight that would stay close on the cards throughout, Grieve would have a slight lead entering rounds 13 due to his high punch output, and he was the faster of the two fighters. Similar to his fight with Duran, Hagler steps it up in rounds 13, 14, and 15 and closes strong, but Grieve keeps the fight inside during the championship rounds and also finishes strong. The 15 round ends with the fighters going toe-to-toe, and Grieve wins by a razor-thin split decision. Harry Grieve, razor-thin split decision over Hagler. BVO is here. BVO knows about Grieve. Who you got, BVO? Marvin Hagler or Harry Grieve? I got Grieve, but razor-thin. Salute, BVO. Who you got in that one, BVO? Hagler or Grieve? Harry Grieve or Marvin? I know you're a historian. You know about Harry Grieve. BVO Boxing TV. In the building, salute. So right now, Marvin Hagler, through 9 fights, has 5 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. Okay? Here comes another big one here. Jake LaMotta. That's Jake on the left. Everybody smashing on that. Yeah, Marvin was a dog in there, BBL. Everybody smashing on the appreciation button. Yeah, they looking good. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay, Jake LaMotta is next. Okay, good time, 3:09. But I only been on here 10 minutes. I don't know how it's after 3 o'clock. Jake LaMotta is next. Marvin Hagler versus Jake LaMotta. A little bit about Jake real quick. Now, LaMotta competed from 1941 to 1954. He is best known for his legendary 6-fight series with Sugar Ray Robinson. Jake was the world middleweight champion between 1949 and 1951. He competed in 106 fights during his professional boxing career. He had 83 wins, 19 losses, 4 draws, and 30 wins by way of knockout. Now that's strange. With Jake's pressure style, you would have thought he would have had more knockouts, you know? But no, only 30 out of 83 wins. Jake LaMotta was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in the inaugural class of 1990 in the old timers category. Jake is recognized as having had one of the best chins in the history of boxing, him and Hagler. He was also one of the first fighters to adopt the bully style of boxing. Using this style, LaMotta always stayed close to his opponents by aggressively stalking them around the ring and sacrificing taking punches to land his own. Now let's take a look at Hagler versus LaMotta. Okay? Now, it's always hard to compare fighters from the two halves of the 20th century. Brawlers like Jake LaMotta don't exist anymore in today's professional boxing circuit. Jake's heart and determination was formidable. But boxing-wise, he would be at a huge disadvantage against middleweights from the modern era. Marvin Hagler is the prime example of a modern era middleweight. He could do it all and more. He had the punch, the boxing skills, the ring intelligence, the experience, and the determination. In his prime, Marvin's strengths came together and made him close to unbeatable. If Hagler fought LaMotta in the early 80s, Jake wouldn't stand a chance, okay? I'll go so far as saying that a fighter like John the Beast Mugabe would destroy LaMotta if they fought in the 80s. Now, but, if Hagler and Mugabe fought Jake in the 40s, it would be an entirely different story, okay? For example, Jake fought 5 fights in 2 months, okay? And Hagler was never tested under those kinds of circumstances. So how would Hagler react in his second fight in less than 2 weeks if his eyes were still swollen from the last fight? That's the kind of conditions Jake fought under, okay? So Hagler and Jake in the 40s would be entirely different stories from the 80s. And Jake would go in there and put the pressure on and on and on. So if this matchup was in the 1980s, Hagler wins. If it happens during the 1940s, Jake LaMotta wins. It's as simple as that. So I'm not going to put a win or a loss. I'm going to put a draw for that one, because that would totally depend on the era it was fought in. Okay? It would totally depend on the era. That's the way I'm going to call that one. Thomas Hill says, Monzon in the corners. Sound appealing. Al Booker says, I think Marvin could box LaMotta to a decision win. Okay. Great counterpoint for Jake. Yeah. Okay, after Jake. This is a good one here. Marvin Hagler and Charlie Burley, one of the Duck Murderers Row fighters. And like I said, if Hagler fought in the Murderers Row era, he wouldn't have been one of the ones ducking him. And like I said, as a matter of fact, Hagler would have been one of the Murderers Row fighters. Wouldn't it, T. Hill? Hagler would have been one of the Duck Murderers Row fighters. Instead of 8, it would have been 9 Murderers Row fighters. It would have definitely ducked Hagler. Hagler against Charles Burley. Now, Burley, a little bit about Burley first. Burley fought as a welterweight and middleweight from 1936 to 1950. Archie Moore, the light heavyweight champion, who was defeated by Burley in 1944 at middleweight, was one of several fighters who called Burley the greatest fighter ever. Now, Burley held both the World Colored Welterweight Championship and the World Colored Middleweight Championship during his career. He never got a shot at the regular title. Burley was a super talented pure boxer with massive punching power and the ability to beat much larger opponents. Burley finished his career competing in 97 fights with a record of 83 wins, 12 losses, 2 draws, and 50 knockouts. And again, there was no O's back around that era, because you wasn't in fights where we look and say, I know he's going to win that one, like a Canelo fight. You could lose every fight you was in, when the way they fought back then. And Jake was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1992. And he was a member of a group of Black American boxers who were known as the Murderers Row. They were highly avoided by many of the boxers that competed in their era. Like I said, if Marvin Hagler had fought in that era, he would have been willing to fight all of them, right? Like I said, bet the farm on that. And like a matter of fact, he would have been one of the Murdersville fighters. I can't stress that enough. Okay? So let's see how Hagler versus Burley plays out. Okay? Now, first of all, this fight is going to distance. Hagler's chin is too good, and Burley's defense is too good. Now, the early rounds would be highly competitive and close, but at the same time, clearly in Burley's favor. Burley was a technician and would keep Hagler off him with a sharp, quick, and stinging jab, also touching Hagler with that powerful right hand. Burley had massive power. But Hagler would make the necessary adjustments, and the rounds would begin to be not so clearly going to Burley. Hagler would have to show off his boxing skills because Burley had the ability to make it that kind of fight. It would be a highly competitive back and forth fight between two all-time top 5 middleweights. But I lean toward Burley by a split decision in that one. Okay. Lean Burley. 5 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws for Hagler through 11. Through 11 fights. Okay. We winding down toward the end. I still got 5 fighters from this era though. You know, little brief matchups with them. 5 surprises. I'm not going to tell you who they are. But the next one is Emil Griffith. There's Emil Griffith. Burger says Burley looks a little like childish Gambino. Yeah. It was the night of another Murdersville fighter that was a splitting image of Burley. I think it might have been Kid Chocolate. Yeah, me and Miss Cass was one time had a hard time with we thought it was the same person, but no, they were 2 different people. Marvin Hagler versus Emil Griffith. Now, Griffith competed between 1958 and 1977. He won world titles in 3 weight divisions: welterweight, junior middleweight, and middleweight. He competed in 112 fights professionally, winning 85, losing 24, with 2 draws and 1 no contest, 23 knockouts. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in the inaugural class of 1990. As great as Griffith was, I still think he was underrated. He was a natural welterweight, and the best days of his career came in that division. He could hold his own against the top middleweights of his era, but Marvin Hagler seems a bit too much for him to handle. Hagler was a boxer that could outbox the boxers and a puncher that could outpunch the punchers. He would defeat Griffith by late round stoppage. Okay, I got him stopping Emil. Another win for Hagler. 6 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws. All right, here's another good one. Lights. No, I went backwards. That's my introduction. Lights out. I went past him. Lights out. There he is. Marvin Hagler versus the Legends. Marvin Hagler versus James Lights Out Tony. Marvin Hagler versus James Lights Out Tony. Okay? I don't need to really go and tell you too much about Tony because he's up this way. We know about Lights Out. Tony is an excellent fighter who is known for great speed, reflexes, excellent defense, chin, and counterpunch. His defense was old style, right? Tony was not a power puncher, but was a very accurate and clean puncher. Hagler is adept at it all. He has excellent stamina, which could be a big advantage in a fight against Tony. Hagler can do it all in the ring: lead, counter, box, slug, stalk, and move. A consummate, complete fighter with a great chin and big edge over Tony in power. As great as Tony was, he would compete evenly for the first 4 or 5 rounds, But then Hagler's power and conditioning would start to become a factor, a big factor. I see Hagler with a solid decision win. Tony's chin and defense helped him to go the distance in this fight. Hagler by decision. Okay. 7 winners for Hagler, 4 losses, 2 draws. 14. Tony was 13. Yes, he was. Yeah. Next is Chris Eubank Sr. Chris Eubank Sr. Al Booker says Marvin outworks Tony to a decision. Yeah, that's what I got, Al. James Brody got Tony. Al Booker said Tony got steroid nipple in that picture. Let me see. Steroid nipple? Oh, yeah, damn, Tony. I didn't even notice that. I wouldn't even pick that one. Wow. Sorry, James. Marvin Hagler versus the legends. Marvin Hagler versus Chris Eubank Sr. Okay? The question is, could Eubanks have gone the distance with Hagler? Because I can't see him winning this fight. Less than 30% of Hagler's opponents went the distance with him. Remember, Hagler only wanted to fight in 15-round fights, because they did have 12 rounds, 10 and 12 back then, right? And 15. And that wouldn't make it any easier for Eubank. But Eubank was never knocked out in his 50 professional fights. He was only stopped once, and that was on cuts in the very last fight of his career. So in this matchup, something would have to give. Okay? Eubank was physically strong, but not a powerful puncher, only stopping 44% of his opponents. And he stopped none of the elite fighters he faced. Eubank likely would have gone the distance with Hagler, but he's not winning the fight. The fighters were the same size, with Eubanks like a half inch taller, but giving away 2 inches in reach. And he was nowhere near as powerful a puncher or as elite a boxer as Hagler was. No one who knows anything about boxing believes Chris Eubank would beat Marvin Hagler. I got Hagler by decision in that one. Legendary S.S. Jackson. Tony outpoints Hagler. Salute legendary S.S. Jackson. How are you today? Legendary got Tony in that one. Okay. Appreciate you, Legendary. Your input. Welcome to Cast Sports. Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Bringing you all that boxing history. Salute legendary S.S. Jackson. And he has Tony outpoint. Al Booker. I was looking at Al Booker's name. Tony outpointing Hagler. Okay, not Al Booker. Al Booker has Marvin over Eubank Sr. 70-30. Legendary says, I believe Tony will make Hagler miss a lot. Okay. That's a good observation, Legendary. Legendary has Tony winning by points, and he believes Tony will make Hagler miss a lot. Okay. Now, let's go to this. We got Hagler against 5 active fighters, currently active fighters. Briefly. Okay, then we're going to get the link in there. Tony Hagler against 5 currently active fighters. Okay. How would he fare against them? Did I do everybody? Yeah. Chris Eubank was last. Yeah, okay. Present day. Now, the last matchups are against still currently active fighters that have competed from middleweight 160 all the way up to light heavyweight 175. Okay? Okay, the first one is going to be, you know who the first one is? Canelo. The first one is Canelo. Okay. Legendary also says Hagler destroys Eubanks. Okay. We take your legendary S.S. Jackson. Now, Marvin Hagler versus Canelo Alvarez. Now, Hagler wins this fight by unanimous decision. Canelo is a great fighter in this era. He beat Triple G, Kovalev, Danny Jacobs, Miguel Cotto, and Sugar Shane Mosley. But Hagler would defeat him. The game plan to win against Hagler is to stick, move, and taunt. Sugar Ray Leonard did it that way and won, although controversially. Now against Canelo, Hagler has better stamina, slightly better chin. Because you know that Canelo chin. I still give Hagler slightly better. Very slightly. Superior reach, and Hagler is stronger. Hagler has an 83% knockout rate. Canelo's is 62%. And in his fight with Bivol, Canelo's jab wasn't effective, and he didn't use enough head movement. Those two things are central to win against Marvin Hagler. Okay, yeah, I got Hagler. Very briefly, Hagler against Canelo. What y'all think? Hagler and Canelo. Okay, Al Burger, legendary. James, Hagler versus Canelo. Yeah. Oh, I read that. Legendary said Hagler would destroy Eubanks. Okay. Okay, like and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I appreciate it. The next one is against the active fighters. The Mexican Monster. David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster, y'all. Hagler and the Mexican Monster. Did Benavidez ever fight at 160? I believe he did. Yeah. Hagler possibly puts Benavidez on the mat on the way to a unanimous decision. Now, Benavidez is a volume puncher. In his fight with Caleb Plant, he won a tough matchup. But Hagler's style is perfect for beating Benavidez. Check it out. It was shown in the Hearns fight that being aggressive against Hagler can lead to a bad, something bad happening, okay? Being aggressive against Hagler. And that's what would get Benavidez dropped during the fight, okay? Brawling with Hagler is not a good idea. Now, the pace would be slower than the Hearns fight, but I give Hagler the edge. Also, Benavidez's resume is not even in the neighborhood of Hagler's resume. D1 says, I got Hagler over all of them, besides Canelo. Okay, D1, appreciate you. That's 50-50, okay. D1 got Hagler over all of them, but Canelo is 50-50. Oh, right. Okay. Next is of the active fighters, Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant. Yeah, almost late time. There's Caleb. Marvin Hagler versus Caleb Plant. Oh, appreciate you, D1. From the Angry White Men. Fridays at 10 p.m. D1 and Williams School, Old School Orange. If you haven't checked that out, you're doing yourself a disservice. That is not fire. That is Fire Podcast. Angry White Men. Friday, 10 p.m. Okay. Marvin Hagler versus Caleb Plant. Hagler wins by 9th round knockout. Okay. Now, Benavidez and Canelo both beat Plant by decision. When Plant's gas tank runs low against Hagler, that would be the end of the fight. Okay. Short and sweet. 9th round knockout over Caleb or Hagler. This next one. Big Charlo. Hagler against Big Charlo. Jamal. Big Charlo. Right? Jamal is Big Charlo, right? Yeah. Jamal. I get them mixed up. Yeah. Jamal is Big Charlo, right? Hagler against Jamal. The Hagler wins by a middle round knockout. 6th to 9th round. Somewhere in there. Charlo has to face any fighter anywhere on the same level of Hagler. Marvin has fought Leonard, Hearns, Duran, and Alan Mitchell. Okay? Charlo had a hard time with Matvey Korobov. Let's sit there, right? And his left hand. Remember? Hagler can fight from southpaw and orthodox. Furthermore, Hagler is stronger, better chin, and has better stamina than Maul. Hagler by knockout, 6th to 9th round. Okay, now I got a good one. This is the last one. He was at light heavyweight, but I still did it. I don't think Bivol never fought at middleweight, but I still did it. Hagler versus Dimitri Bivol. Okay, then we're gonna drop the link. Metal the Queen 27 in the building. keeping us abreast of everything going on in this great JBT organization. That's our secretary and president and commander and everything else. Mother Queen 27. Appreciate her 1,000%. Okay, Hagler versus Dimitri Bivol. Final one. Then we're going to drop the link. People can come up. I know T. Hill coming up. And everybody can come up and let me know what's going to happen. I'm dying to see what T. Hill think about these matchups. Get it in like 3 minutes. Maybe let's talk fashion. We might get a preview on tomorrow. So let's talk fashion at 10 a.m. too. Now Hagler wins by 12 or 15 round, highly competitive, unanimous decision. Or one judge might even make it a split decision, against Bivol. Now Bivol beat Canelo, which surprised a lot of people, but I don't call it an upset. Bivol should have been favored in that fight. I had him favored, but I was worried that they would cheat for Canelo, which they tried to do. 115, 113, come on, man. Everybody knows damn well that fight wasn't no 115, 113. But they did get it right. They did get it right. Okay. Yeah, Bivol should have been favored. But anyway, considering Bivol would have to move down to fight Hagler, that would give Hagler the natural advantage of being comfortable at middleweight, right? Now, Bivol has a great jab. Damn, I can't read my own hand right now. Bivol has a great jab and was an overall solid fighter. Just like with all the other 4 active fighters that I just talked about, Hagler fought stronger and better competition compared to Bivol. Bivol would probably have a resume of the other 4 active guys, For a light heavyweight, Bivol is not a powerful fighter. He has a knockout rate of 52%, okay? Moving down in weight will only make him weaker. And Hagler can and will exploit that. Hagler will have a 3-inch reach advantage and better chin and volume punching or other things he will have working for him in this matchup. Hagler by decision over Bivol. Al Booker says a weight drain Bivol will get stopped. Yeah, that's a long ways down, Al Booker. That's a good point there, bro. Okay, let's get the link in so I can get some people up, see what they think about these matchups. Okay. While I'm putting the link in, let me do this while I'm putting the link in. Okay. Let me do this. Holler at Big Dre again. The JBT spokesperson. By the time Big Dre gets finished, I'm gonna have the link in there. Oh, Cass, turn the damn thing on, dummy. Damn.
It's time for another raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad. With a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle. Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
You are entered. That's all you got to do to win one of these great prizes, man. All you got to do, like Big Dre said, that's all you got to do. And all you got to do now is hit this link. Okay? That's all you got to do. All are welcome. Okay? All are welcome. United States. Yeah. Hope it's right. Okay. And yeah, this great JBT lineup is fire. And Friday is coming, man. There's P Noise Sakalam YouTubers. PSYT. I'm gonna call you PSYT. What's up, PSYT? Welcome to Cast Sports. Good to see you today. Like and subscribe, please. And we'll be best friends. I know I got me another subscriber. Oh, war up, war up. Hello from Team Casemiro. What's up? Okay. PVYT is from Team Casemiro. PSYT, excuse me. From Team Casemiro. Good to see you. I got 2 new subscribers today. I'll be hitting 1,000 soon. And my dollar sign gonna be back down there one day. They took it from me. I think it was because of the short I used or something. You know. We got Just Do Boxing coming up in 1/2 hour. A little less, about 20 minutes now. Okay. Still early in the day too, because 8 o'clock we got BVO Boxing TV. And then at 9 o'clock, the Mighty Rise podcast will close the day down for us. You might see Calvin Ford. Oh, goddamn. Thomas Hill. I'm gonna hurt you, man. Don't tell me that. Let me see. I must have wrote it down wrong. It's coming. What's the date of today, man? It's the 17th? Bear with me for a minute, T. Hill. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. My bad. I'm on the wrong day, man. I'm on the wrong damn day. Sorry, y'all. I don't know how I did that. Man. I'm on the wrong day. How did I do that? Oh, damn. Cass? Yeah, sorry about that. I'm trying to post a link from another damn day. Here's today. Oh my goodness. I told y'all about me and technology. Listen to the music y'all want me to sing. Let me know. I can do easy. Here comes the link. I'm on the wrong damn day. What is today? This time going by so fast. Is it Friday yet? But like I was saying, it's still early in the JBT day. Okay? Okay. Try this one to you. If this one ain't right, I'm just going off the air, man. Forever. Oh, shoot. Well, no. Wait a minute now. I'm trying. I think that's it. Let me see. Oh, no. God damn. Sorry. I give up. There we go. Man. Here we go. Bear with me for a minute. I forgot I was on the air. We're going to get it together in a minute. Don't leave on me. How is everyone today? By the way, we got 5 cards coming up this weekend. Okay. Get that out the way. Let's do boxing coming up in about 15 minutes. Okay. Go to the principal's office? Okay. As soon as I get off, I'm going there. But next week, the matches with the legends will be Muhammad Ali. Okay? I bet the farm on that one. We're going to get Muhammad Ali against some of these great heavyweights from through the years. Okay, like Jack Johnson. One of the big ones, Joe Louis. We did Mike Tyson and Ali during the Mike Tyson show last week, so we won't get that one again. Okay. There we go. There we go right there. What's up, Remo?
Man, you gotta go to the principal's office.
Yeah, I'm going. As soon as I got to finish the show first.
Once you know.
What's happening though?
Not much, man. What's going on with you?
Just another day in the JBT, that's all.
Yeah.
You know? What's going on? Tomorrow is Wednesday again already. I know you got something big planned for us.
Man, I got a 2-hour joint coming tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh man. Wow.
Yeah, burning the midnight oil.
What, you got some interviews for us or something?
Yeah,
I know you got some guests.
I got a guy who he has his own podcast, but he also does a little bit of comedic work. And
okay.
He's an influencer in the sneaker community.
What type of podcast does he have? Is it fashion?
Nah, entertainment, jokes, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I sat down with him and we grew up together, so we talked a lot of nostalgic conversation back in the day things, you know.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Hey, you turn around, you know, you talking with somebody you grew up with, man. You look at the time like, oh my God, it's 2 hours.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you got a lot to talk about. Yeah.
So, but it was a good conversation all the way through. Everybody should enjoy it, you know. Good chemistry. Yeah. Good chemistry.
Yeah. And then, you know, you're gonna have a longer fashion or clashing segment tomorrow in them 2 hours.
Oh, we got a good 10 looks for y'all this time.
Oh, okay.
got some looks to keep everybody busy and happy. You know, some people might not like it. A little clash.
Yeah, you get a lot of good engagement from the chat doing that.
Yeah. Last week's episode, people went crazy, man. DC wanted me to hear what they had to say, man.
There was a lot of clashing last week.
Yeah, but the comments was going all week, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going back and forth. DC wasn't having it. I see.
That was good though, man. Yeah. What you think about today's show?
It's good. Y'all got me doing a lot of research because I don't be knowing a lot of these fighters or what they fight was about. So I'll be having to go back and check out some footage, you know.
Yeah, that's good though. You know,
I take y'all word for it, except anybody from Brooklyn.
Oh right, I know. I know.
Yeah,
y'all got Zab one day. Zab gonna be the subject one day.
No, y'all ain't don't do Zab because you're gonna have everybody beating Zab. So don't even do that.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. We gotta do it.
Yeah, they be doing my boy bad, man. You know what's crazy? I don't even know what his prime is because he was partying throughout his whole prime.
Yeah, no. He made it into the hall though, didn't he? Didn't he go in this year or something? I think.
Yeah, he went in. He went in this year.
He deserved it. This was his first time on the ballot too. I think he deserved it. He had a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, and he was undisputed at some point.
Yeah, he was. And he had a good resume too.
He liked them clubs though, man. Hanging out with Jay-Z. That'll do it to you.
Yeah.
That'll do it, man.
Yeah, Zab was a good guy though, man. Yeah. You know.
But you keeping us busy, man.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And then once you do your research, you can see if we was right. You can pair your own opinion on what the matchups would have been like.
That's while the way it's going these days, I'm learning about boxing twice a day now. Now I got a Casuals Corner at
Oh yeah.
And then right into that, he lead you right into some more education.
Yeah, Casuals Corner is at 12 now, right?
Yeah, ain't been doing a good job taking, YouTube been playing nice with him. They slapped him up a little yesterday, but
yeah,
they let him come back. They let him come back and play nice today.
They should leave Ann alone though, because that's very informative shows there, man. After watching that Casuals Corner.
PBC be hating.
Yeah, I know.
It's just boxing talk.
That's all it is. And a little fashion too,
A little bit.
Yeah. And it's them weeks come around fast, though. Seem like you every day, man. Wow.
Absolutely, man. I'm like, I don't even see my kids no more.
What made you go with the 2 hour? Because of the conversation with the person you knew that's what went so long?
It was just going. I didn't even put a time on it. Usually I try to do like an hour.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do 45 to an hour, but this one it was just going. I was like, you know what? Cause I built a little studio in the house, so I'm like, you know what?
Okay. Yeah.
Let it go.
So, that's right.
Came out.
How your producers liking the shows you've been doing? The 2 producers you got.
Man, I fired their ass.
You fired them? Oh man.
Yeah, they ain't show up to work. Yeah. They want to go watch play video games and watch movies. So I fired them. Man. Yeah.
Oh wow! You didn't even give them a second shot. Just fired them.
You know me. I hand out pink slips. I don't play.
Yeah, I know. You tough.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But that thing we got on Sunday is good, man. It's a better organization for the way you run that, man. I think I'd have definitely got better from it.
Yeah. Listen, gotta look at yourself in the mirror. But hold on, while I'm on here, right? I ain't get a chance to chop it up about my boy Cool Boy and them, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They gotta stay away from wearing these fancy shoes, because everybody that wore the fancy shoes, because my avenue was the fashion, right?
Yeah.
So everybody that wore the fanciest shoes that night, they all got dropped. Even Fulton had got fancy shoes, he got dropped. Belanga got dropped, and so did Caleb Plant.
Yeah, sure did.
All of them with the fanciest shoes of the night all got dropped.
Yeah, now I didn't notice about the shoes, but wow, all of them got dropped. They had the fancy shoes on. That's
Yep. Devin got dropped last time with some shoes that
He
didn't look
sure
like
did.
boxing shoes. Yeah.
Yup, you're right.
When they
I
don't
thought
look,
Cool Boy lost, to tell you the truth.
you know what? Cool Boy, with inactivity plus another weight class.
Yup, yeah.
I give him that. But what I would say is that he showed that he was a veteran when he took his time getting up. And
that was key. Yep.
Regardless if he did get clipped a few times, aside from that guy catching him with the knockdown, all he was really doing was working the jab. He wasn't putting nothing together. So that's why he ended up winning on that card.
Yeah, you're right. He did have a lot working against him, with the new weight class and the layoff. So
yeah. And then mentally, knowing you got stopped in your last fight to turn around to get dropped, like that's a mental hurdle in itself. Like, oh my God, last time this happened, I was done. Like,
Yeah, that is a good point there. I would think that last fight had to be in his mind, the way Monster beat him,
Yeah.
And he had never been done by nowhere near like that before, so
Yeah,
he had a lot working against him. But he'll be better in his next one. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. He just got to be more active because I thought about it today. Even Plant, Plant, you can spar all you want, but when you get hit in the face with some light gloves, this is a whole different feeling.
Yes, a whole different ball game.
Yeah, it's a whole different feel. So now I kind of relate it to basketball. I do my parallels to basketball, right? If I'm a shooter, right? I can't just get off my couch and think that I'm a shoot and make 30 in a row. It's repetition.
That's right.
You got to recalibrate everything when you go back to practicing compared to the game. The game speed ain't like in the gym.
No, there's a big difference.
So regardless of what people say, he could. That time and do matter.
Yeah, when them lights on, it's different, man.
Absolutely.
Sparring, you're working on stuff, and your sparring partner is helping you work on stuff. But when you're in them lights, that opponent ain't helping you work on nothing.
Oh no, they trying to take your damn head off.
That's right, man. That is a big difference there. Yeah.
The fact that they came out of it with a victory, even Rolly had to get a victory.
Yeah.
He had
and Rolly. He's coming off with 2 stoppages, so they had to be in his head too. He didn't have no other fights between Tank and Pitbull, did he? No.
Yeah. They robbed.
He had Barroso in there. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they robbed Barroso.
But he got dropped in that one too, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
So all it had to be in his head, man. So yeah.
See, but Rolly is a good B-side. He's not.
That's right.
We don't look for him to be the technical guy. He's more the guy that's gonna carry the conversation against the person he's fighting against and look crazy and talk crazy, but and make the fight ugly.
He was kind of subdued this time. You said that ain't. I don't think that's good for him because that's what sells him being ridiculous and talking all kind of nonsense. But he didn't really do that this time. Yeah,
but you can't talk like that and not win.
After coming off of that loss, that's a good point. Yeah, he had to tone that down, dial it down a little bit.
You got to get in the winning category.
Right, you got to get back in there. That's true. Yeah, we got to get ready to get out of here too because we're getting close to Just Dude's time.
Yeah, for sure. But definitely appreciate it, man.
Yeah, appreciate you. I'm looking forward to that big 2-hour Let's Talk Fashion tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
And listen, that sucker's still loading. It's taking an hour and change to load up.
Wow. It'll be ready by tomorrow morning. For sure. Okay. That was Remo from Let's Talk Fashion. Got a big one coming up tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And we are going to get ready to get out of here. I hope everybody enjoyed the matchup with the Legends show. Got another one next Tuesday. And guess who it's going to be? Muhammad Ali against the Legend. So don't miss that. And tomorrow show is brought to you by Mike Mazik. It's going to be the life and career of Mark Madall, fighter out of Philly. Find out more about him tomorrow. And we got Just Do Boxing coming up next. But appreciate everybody that rocked with me today. If you're not subscribed, please help me out. Give me a subscription and hit the like button, appreciation button in the JBT, and it will certainly be appreciated. But let's see. PSYT, legendary SS Jackson, BVO Boxing TV, Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz, and more. James Brody, Let's Talk Fashion, hashtag JBT, Just Do Boxing. D1 from the Angry White Men podcast, hashtag JBT, 10 p.m. on Fridays. BVO Boxing TV is 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, by the way. BN Boxing News, another fire JBT channel, dropping fire content over there. Melanin Queen 27, the best moderator in the history of moderators. Ant McQueen, Casuals Corners, 12 p.m. weekdays. You haven't watched the fight until you watch one after the Casuals Corner. Mike Rim, salute Mike. Jarrell Hattie, salute to Jarrell. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. The legendary T Hill. Mike Mazik, bringing you tomorrow's show. The Life and Career Mark with Dog. Appreciate you, Mike Mazik. Matchups with D3, hashtag TWTDC. That's D3 from the winning team. Another fire organization. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. Salute RP. And Al Booger. Appreciate all the fire input in the chat today, Al Booger. Appreciate you 1,000%. And the executive vice president of Cass Sports and the boss, Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. And, put in the chat that Cass deserves a raise. But everybody have a great day. Just Do Boxing is straight ahead with some more of this fire JBT boxing talk. Then we got BVO Boxing TV at 8 p.m. and the Mighty Rise podcast closes it down at 9 p.m. Cass Sports, y'all. Everybody have a great day. I'm out.